Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. On play action, Allen. It's caught by Mike Evans. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down.
Well, every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know, as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
One play has him up past the 40 already and another 1st and 10. And he's across the 45. It'll be 2nd down. The Lions at 1-3 here in the early part of the year. They've lost 3 straight here. It kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak. And right now, they're not playing their best football. But if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
Second and 7. Here's Allen. He finds his man, complete. It's Craig. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Well, this defense for the Falcons, they were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And the Falcons are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
Let's start the drive here with Pacheco. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. You talk about this Lions defense. This unit, very tough to throw against. Currently 2nd best in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, it'd easily move into the top 5.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
3rd and 2, now Burrow. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. And this ball is going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. One interception. It didn't really happen because...
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his second interception.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And he gets it down to the 32. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
11 MT tight. 11 MT tight.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. That is caught. Michael Pittman with it. Touchdown, Falcons. Michael Pittman, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Falcons take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So here's a 3rd and 14. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, that was a 3rd and long run, and to me, that was just a wave the white flag kind of a situation. Obviously, they don't want to risk the chance of throwing it downfield and risking a turnover in this section of the field.
And he'll take it just outside the 40. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one goes for 30 yards.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. Oh, what a move. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Isaiah Pacheco with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, they've done a pretty good job keeping him in check to that point, but he finally breaks off a nice run here and gets into the end zone.
And it just takes one, doesn't it, partner? That can undo a lot of good work that a defense has done to that point. You break off one right there, and everything suddenly looks bad for you.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 27-yard line.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
56, 56. Look out.
To throw, it's Allen. Little short pass here to Hill. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a 1st down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Alert.
Allen going to change this at the line. And here's Allen on 1st and 10. He finds his man complete. It's Craig. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a 1st.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Alert. Alert.
Now Allen again. Throw left side complete. That's Evans. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. You talk about this Falcon defense. They come into this one ranked number 5 in the NFL against the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you've got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. He'll get 4 yards on the carry there, and we will get to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be from 56 yards out. And this is off the left upright, and it comes back. It's no good. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. There he goes, left side. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. 81 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. He was over 100 yards a week ago, and he's well on his way once again.
Say it with me, partner. Encore, encore. This guy's headed towards getting it done one more time.
They'll run here with Pacheco. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Falcons take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
2nd and 10. He finds his man, complete. It's Owens. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks, because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And just shutting him off there. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Allen. Caught on the right side by Jones. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
2nd down and 4. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Well, you know they had a 3rd down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
From the 41, here's second down and 7. Here's a give up the middle. And pretty good running as he'll be close to a first down at the Falcons' 34.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The Lions on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulders square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Tackle made there by Bilal Nichols.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
They work now on 2nd and 9. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And once again, he'll get possibly back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Well, now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. They're 2 for 2 on third down conversions on this drive. This one tough. They need 9 yards on third down. He finds his man complete. It's Owens. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Field goal coming from Younghoe Koo. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. Koo knocks this one through the post. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So from an offensive perspective, at least able to get on the board here right in front of the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, now it's time to talk about complementary football, isn't it? Because if the defense can force a 3 and out, there could be enough time on the clock that they can get the ball back for their offensive guys and maybe put some more points on the board before the half.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Here we go.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
Here we go, here we go.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Out quickly here to Smith-Njigba. So the completion gets him just a yard, and it's 2nd down. A little tough on the secondary there, in zone defensively. Quarterback had time to survey and find a spot.
And if you want to change things up and put a little more pressure on him, you can go to man coverage. Everyone matches up and send more pressure. But you can also do it out of zone coverage if you're worried about what's going to happen on your back end. Send someone else, drop someone else out of the line. The old zone blitz could come into play to try and get that pressure on the quarterback.
On 1, ready?
They need 12 here. It's 3rd down.
11 MT, 11 MT.
Burrow looking to pass. That is caught. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 14. A gain of 22.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down.
Here we go.
I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Pacheco gets it up the gut, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 15-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 11 MT, 11 MT. 11 MT, take.
Again, it's Pacheco. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Isaiah Pacheco on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Falcons are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Now the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Now a 2nd and 6. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And he's tackled at the 38, but they doubled their yardage. The play started at the 19, and they gained 19.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To the air, Allen. And this one caught downfield by Evans. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A good pickup there, a 22.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And they're back within 3 scores as it's now a 22-point game. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Here we go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
Gotta go, gotta go.
And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. 107 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway.
You ain't going nowhere.
Here comes Marquez Stevenson now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They will throw on first down with Burrow. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. That's complete downfield to Okonkwo. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Give him 30 yards there.
Let's just call it as we just saw it right there, a breakdown defensively. Seems like no one went with the tight end, and no one really did. Had all sorts of space in the middle of the field. Yeah, everyone else was covered, but he was not. Big play results.
They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Here we go,
now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
11.
Here's Pacheco once again.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
On third down, Burrow. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
And this one is right down the middle. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
All 52. Alert, alert, alert.
Now Allen throwing on second down. Little short pass here to Hill. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Now Allen going to change it up.
Half. Regular. Go.
Snap comes at 1, and it's Allen. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
Half 85. Middle. Hey, tight.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Allen now looks to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
So 2nd and 10 now here in the 3rd quarter from Detroit. He finds his man complete. That's Owens. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And they're back within 3 scores as it's now a 22-point game. So his 3rd field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear. They want to close this gap.
On 1, ready?
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
On 1, ready?
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. How about this? And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Here we go.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. The 71 yards rushing for him now to this point.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches. In motion right is Evans. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
I think the reason that this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already. So he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's at a full run by the time he gets there.
And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Lions are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
And they can thank their defense for this one. They were set up with a short field following the turnover, but they took care of business as well, working their way down and finishing with a strong run into the end zone for their first touchdown of the game.
Point after try forthcoming. And that'll cut the lead down now to 15. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
You ain't going nowhere.
Stevenson elects not to return it. It's a touchback.
Here we go, here we go.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Their
11
lead
minus,
down to 2
11
scores
minus.
after the touchdown a
11,
moment
11.
ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here we go. 11.
Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down.
And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this 3rd quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the... The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
11 Thomas.
Here's Burrow. And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Taken in at the 22.
Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Now 2nd and 9.
Here's Allen to throw it.
I like the call. It looked like the right time to dial up a running back screen. But this one got disrupted right from the start and ends up falling incomplete.
And 9 yards to go.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Throwing now is Allen. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
They had to put it mildly. But look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
11 MT.
Running left to give to Pacheco.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
12.
Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down. And a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a first at the Lions' 22. 120 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The defense surrenders a 13-yard pass play there on 3rd and 1.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure.
Here we go.
So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
12.
Pacheco once more. And good work there defensively as they're able to keep him out of the end zone.
They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's already gotten in 3 times. You can't give up a 4th one. And on that play, they were able to make the stop.
And you knew they were going to go to him to try to get that 4th.
And why wouldn't they? It's not just getting the 4th. He's the hot hand, so to speak.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown.
A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Falcons are well on their way to a 5-0 start as they extend their lead.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
A try here for the extra point. And the lead opens up now to 22 points.
Falcons 38, Lions 16.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
20-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down.
Alert!
So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They'll try and run for it. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position.
Here we go.
On the handoff, it's Pacheco. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
On 2, ready?
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal.
11, 11, 11, 11.
Pacheco is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got it 3rd and goal here as they try to finish off their victory.
11 mighty. 11 mighty.
They'll try and run with Pacheco. And he won't get to the markers. They're going to stop it for a 2nd straight play right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave them with a 4th and goal. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So out now comes the field goal unit for the Falcons. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. And this one is right through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one. Pretty nice work defensively there on the 1st down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
5 wide, 5 wide, 5 wide. Stop.
Throwing is Allen on third. Little short pass here to Hill, and he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now.
Hey, home. Alert!
One final try here for Allen, and he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th.
Let's get set.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee.
Here we go.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons, and they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree, matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities, and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels. They take the ball away. They change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way with them, took it to them, and knocked them back on their heels and surprised the heck out of them.
So for Atlanta, their strong September has carried over to October as they move to 5-0. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to New Orleans.
Choose from 4 preset offers that range in level of risk.